when we are.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, welcome everyone to our J13 introduction talk to what your daughter will be doing this term in a taster session to rowing. I'd like to start off by saying the presenters tonight are myself, Stuart Walker, head of rowing, and Lizzie Roberts, who's the lead coach for J13s, and behind the scenes we've got our producer tonight, which is John. So hopefully between the three of us everything will run smoothly, but do bear with us. This is the first time I've gone through a live event, and the first time I think Lizzie's done a live event. So if there's any problems, just please bear with us. So next slide, please, John. So first of all, who are we? Surbiton High School Boat Club is obviously who we are. We are the largest junior female program in the country, and most probably in Europe from what we can find out. So it's a pretty exciting period from all of us who run the boat club and are engaged with delivering the program. We are within the top 3 performing programs in the country for girls. So that's a pretty good achievement from where we started a few years ago. And we're aiming obviously to keep ourselves within the top 3 of what we do in rowing wise within the country. If you can move on there, please, John. So the history of the boat club. There's 2 parts to this really. The first time the girls went rowing from Surbiton High School was in 1982 out of Kingston Rowing Club, and one of those girls who first raced then became an Olympian back in, I think it was Atlanta or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, back in the day anyway. But she still keeps in regular contact with us, and that was Kim Thomas. And hopefully one day we'll get her back down from Aberdeen, where she is now located and teaching up there, to come and say hello to us and give us a brief insight to what it was what it was like rowing back in the day, back in 1982. Then it went in through a couple of incarnations and joined Molesey Schools Rowing Association up to 11 years ago, when Molesey Schools Rowing Association disbanded, and the then head Anne Hayden and a few parents decided that they wanted to continue rowing, and got hold of me and asked if I could set up the program at Surbiton High School, and that's where the current guys and the operation and is now came into fruition. Back in those days, we had, I think, our first year, we had 26 girls rowing, and it was a very, very small program, and we hired boats off Molesey Boat Club, and we only owned 1 boat ourselves and 1 set of oars ourselves, but we managed to get along and slowly increased in size to the organisation we are now, that has 280 girls rowing. Thank you very much, John. 280 girls rowing, people representing all manner of levels, from racing at national events to representing the country, to Lola Anderson, who's in the GB squad, and hopefully off to the Paris Olympics if everything goes well. So you can see that big figure in front of you, 280 girls. So that's 280 girls between year 8 and year 13 at school. So it's a big cohort within the school, and obviously an immensely popular sport that seems to every year at this present moment in time grow. We do wonder every year when the numbers are going to stop going up, but at the moment they keep going up, and no one really seems to leave from moving from one year or one squad, the J13 squad, into the J14, then moving into the J15. So the squad sizes, even in the sixth form, are remaining very, very, very buoyant. I think we've got currently 36 girls that are running in the sixth form, which is quite unheard of in schools rowing when you know, people at other schools are struggling to sort of get 8 or 9 girls together out of a whole sixth form. So we're really, really, really pleased with that. If you can move on to the next slide, please, John. So the ethos and what we believe in and what we've created from the word go was to kind of change the narrative in the way people look at sport and people look at rowing, that the will to win attitude, everything's about you must win at all costs, everything is about winning. We've thrown that out the window. What we believe in is not that we don't want to win, of course we all want to win, but that's the sideline of the girls having fun, really enjoying themselves. As if they're enjoying themselves, they're going to come back, and then everything else looks after itself. So we want the girls to experience rowing, to have an experience rowing that they keep for life. Even if they give up once they've given, once they've left here, they've gone to university, they don't row at university. Maybe, you know, 15 years down the line, they think, oh, right, you know, I really enjoyed myself at Surbiton. Now, you know, my period of life is right, that I'm going to take it up again. So we like them to develop skills, not only in rowing and the skills it takes to move a boat, but also in self-responsibility, commitment, tolerance, self-motivation, and the values that we put on rowing here. Such as friendship, teamwork, resilience, etc., of which we're developing at our present moment in time, and we'll be publishing our own set of values later on in the year about how we think pupils and the staff value what we do down here. So moving through your years, if your daughter stays on, she will then go on to J14 rowing, J15, and hopefully we still encourage them to have fun, meet new friends, enjoy what they're doing, and through that they'll hopefully commit to another year and another year and another year. As I said, we've got some big cohorts. We've got 66 girls at J14, we've got 56 at J15 year 10. And so it goes. So we're really, really lucky. We're doing something right here because we know other schools don't have the size of squads we do. So John has kindly moved on to the next slide, which is great. So you can see there a couple of pictures of the boathouse. We acquired the boathouse back in 2013. It doesn't look anything like what you see there. We had 12 of the largest size skips that you can get come down to the boathouse to get rid of everything that was on site. So it took a team of us some time to actually sort out exactly what we had and create all the gravel you see there and pull up all the racking and create a boathouse and a clubroom, etc., that was fit for purpose for running our own program. Took a little bit of time, but we all got there in the end. If we can move on to the next one, please. So we've had a few questions already about where's Ravensgate, etc., and where do we train from. We're fairly fortunate. We have this year had 3 training locations. One is obviously the boathouse where we do all our rowing work. We have Hinchley Wood, which obviously you'll be familiar with. We have 2 rooms at Hinchley Wood. One is the main gym downstairs, which used to be the caretaker's garage for all their tractors and equipment. And we had a nice chat with them, and it came to an agreement whereby they'd let us take it over, and between us both, we converted it to a gym, which we're spending a large sum of money on this year to fully equip that with high caliber Olympic gym equipment. And then we've got a smaller gym upstairs, which 2 will be fitted out. So we've got 2 locations indoors at Hinchley Wood, which serve us very, very well. And this year, due to the size of squads we've got, Rebecca Glover has agreed to hire out Ravens 8. They've got a huge a huge venue in there that we can use as a training area during the winter months, which is when the clocks change in October to when they change back again in the end of March, which means that we can have 60, 70, 80, 100 girls, whatever, training in one go at Ravens 8. So that's where all our ergos are going to be. That's where a lot of the land training is going to take place. It's very, very safe. We've been over there quite a few times. It's, as I said, it's safe for doing what we want to do in terms of the way the thing is cordoned off from the river and the way girls are transferred over to the river on licensed ferries that are run by the Ravens 8 Corporation. They've got ferry people who are qualified to run the ferries. So we're very happy, and the school is very happy that we're using those facilities, even though it's on a large island of 2.5 acres. But I'm sure in time to come, we'll most probably get the parents over there to go and have a look as and when we can arrange that. If we can move to the next slide, please, John. That shows you where the location is of Ravens 8. So you can see where the school is, and all the girls have to do is walk down Palace Road, accompanied obviously by staff, cross the road, and then they're there. So it's a really, really simple journey. On the return from Ravens 8, they come up from Ravens 8, they go to Palace Road, and they can either be collected from Palace Road, or we can walk them up to the school and they can get whatever buses they require there. Again, this is a new thing to us using Ravens 8. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start and come to October, there might be a couple of teething problems, but I'm sure we'll sort them out. We're very practical people here who run their own program, and nothing has defied us yet. We have a way around everything. But again, we'll communicate with you the way to do things. I'm sure we'll be sending out forms about where you're going to collect your daughter from, and how we'll organise that prior to the October half term. If we can move on to the next one, please, John. So this is where we row. I thought this would be quite a nice one to include. We row in what is called the Teddington Reach. If you go from lock to lock, it's 7k long. So it gives us really fantastic access to a stretch of the water, which is on the River Thames, one of the better ones. And most people say the best one on the river to row on. So it's a fantastic location to be in. It provides us with enough water to do all what we need to do, and obviously very, very close to the school as well. We don't have to travel half an hour or an hour to get to a stretch of water. It takes us about 13 minutes on average to get from school to the boathouse in a bus or minibus. So we're really, really, really lucky. So that's where we are. We do our own training. If we can move on to the next one, John. So equipment. As I said, when we started 11 years ago, we hired boats from Oxley. We had one boat ourselves. We now have a fleet of, I think it's 52 boats, which includes 6 octos, which your daughters will rowing. So an octo is an 8. You can see them in the picture there. That's why I took the picture. They're the ones in the forefront that've got lots of riggers. They're the metal bits that stick out from the side of the boat. So we've got 6 of those for your daughter to row in. We've got a fleet of, as I said, 52 boats, 7 coaching launches. So we're well supplied with boats throughout all the squads, and every year we buy new boats and replenish boats and see what needs to be handed down or what needs to be sold off, and etc. as the program goes on and it changes, and what our requirements are for that year. Over the last 2 years we spent some, I think it's 70,000 pounds on preparing the boats for the J13s and 14s, which is year 8 and year 9, and all the equipment that go with that, so all the sculling blades as well that are required to go into those boats for your daughters to use. In the forthcoming year, the money will be going on the more on the top end of the boats and the older girls, because we haven't really spent any money there for a good few years. So we'll be transferring money up into the top end, and as I said, weight training equipment and a whole host of other necessary items such as cock boxes, rowing aids, life jackets, safety equipment, and the list goes on and on and on and on. Ergos, spin bikes, it never stops. It takes a large budget to run all this, because the program does eat up money, as I expect you appreciate. Anyway, so I'm now going to hand over to Lizzie, and Lizzie's going to talk you through attendance, how the sessions are run during the week, during the course of a year, and some information on holiday rowing. If you're not too sure on the holiday rowing stuff, Lizzie, then just hand back to me. But if I transfer to Lizzie, that would be great.
Okay, so you can see here, I don't think we've sent you this document yet. It was due to come out at the weekend but wasn't attached to that email, so apologies for that. The J13, so the year 8s, are the ones in a kind of orangey colour. So you can see in the autumn term we've got Tuesdays, Fridays and Saturdays, and the silver group and green group have separate sessions, and then as we move on to the winter training, we have to switch the sessions to the Wednesday and the Friday. As you will see from the week, and I'm sure you'll appreciate, with 280 girls rowing across the school, and there's not really light opportunities to row after school, we don't really have that much space to fit all 280 girls in, and 103 girls in the year 8s. It's quite logistically challenging to fit everybody in, which is why we had to go for the Wednesday. You will see in the spring we go back to the Tuesday session, so that we can offer the opportunity to row after school. The girls in the J13s don't at the moment row at the weekends after October half term, because often the older girls go away to competitions and take a lot of the equipment with them. So we had to jiggle the sessions around at weekends quite a lot before, and it proved challenging and not really great for parents to know whether or not we're rowing. We're hoping perhaps that we can introduce additional sessions in the spring and summer term when we get the better light, but at the moment we're just limited to switching sessions and trying to offer the best opportunity for getting on the water or for land training that we can. I know that sometimes it's difficult to fit around everyone's other commitments, so we do, in terms of attendance, we would like people to attend at least one session a week when there's 2 sessions, and where there's 4 sessions, so 2 sessions, we would really like people to attend 1 week and 1 weekend if they can, just for the first few weeks, so you can get the opportunity to get on the water and see what goes on while we've got that opportunity. We are flexible in people moving sessions, but at the moment I do have more people in green and less people in silver, and I would like to try and keep the groups even. So if anyone would like to move from silver back to from green back to silver, or anyone else in green that would like to move to silver, then please do, just so that we don't end up with 20 girls in one session and 80 in the other. It proves challenging from our point of view, trying to get everyone on the water, and also providing the better opportunity for everyone to have a chance to get on the water for these first few weeks. We know that there's a clash between different activities, different days. Every day of the week seems to have different things, and across the school we know that the year 7s last year didn't have the opportunity to really learn to balance their activities. So please do ask us or any of the other sports teachers or teachers that run the extracurricular activities to help juggle those commitments and make sure that everyone can get the most out of all the activities that they want to take part in. As I said, we run land training as well over the winter. That's going to be at Ravensgate, where Stuart said, and then hopefully we can get back on the water, weather and light permitting, in Easter. The holiday rowing was offered last year, and in October half term, Christmas and February half term offered the opportunity for morning sessions or shorter half days sessions for the J13s to come and have sessions back on the water where the light's better and where the river isn't as busy in the holidays as it is at the weekends with all the other local clubs and schools rowing. They were really popular, and we're going to offer those again this year. Please don't change any plans that you have for holidays or anything. We just hope to be able to offer people the opportunity who like the extra chance to get back on the water when they can, but they're optional, they're not compulsory, just if people want to come and to do that. Stuart, is there an additional charge for those or are they included?
Hi Lizzie, no, those ones are included.
Okay, so the ones this
for the 13s,
yeah, are included for the 13s. Hopefully that's answered everything from that. I know there have been lots of individuals that have emailed me about clashes, but please do speak to us or the teachers at school. We are flexible people, changing sessions where they need to. We just need to try and make sure they're as balanced as we can so that everyone has that opportunity. But please do speak to us, speak to school, and just let us know how you're going to manage the activities. Stuart, back to you for transport.
Hello everyone. I'd just like to say I've just sent you over the by email the schedule that you just saw on the screen in front of you, so hopefully you should have received that now. Apologies that it wasn't attached at the weekend. I don't know why that was. Anyway, yes, transport. So the wonderful Royal European who do a splendid job for us, they transport during the week they transport the girls to either Hinchley Wood or the boathouse. When they transport the girls to the boathouse, they meet usually in Palace Road. They come down to the boathouse. They walk down to the boathouse once they're dropped off, and then we go on with the session. But unfortunately, we don't offer a service back to school after training, co-curricular training during the week. It's the parents' responsibility to pick their daughter up from the boathouse during the week, and on Saturdays to get them to the boathouse and pick them up from the boathouse. If your daughter's training at Hinchley Wood, then that follows the usual school travel policy. So they get taken to Hinchley Wood and they get brought back to school with the various stops along the way from Hinchley Wood. As I said, to Ravensgate, that'll be a walk down to the boathouse, then a walk back either to school or collection along Palace Road. So we try to keep the transport as simple as possible without causing too many changes to the schedule, because you can imagine with so many things going on at the school, different activities, it's a tall order to book everything and get everything running really smoothly. If your daughter is at the boathouse, we do offer a minibus journey to Hampton Wick Station. We're fortunate that the school has provided us with 2 minibuses that we use for various things at the boathouse. So after training at the boathouse, if your daughter needs to be taken to Hampton Wick Station, then do let Lizzie or I know, and we'll make sure that she's put on a minibus and taken to the station after training. So all this I know has been in the documents that we set out for you. The information for parents document had all this information in, so hopefully it's fairly explanatory. As Lizzie said, if you do have any queries then about transport, then please do drop us a line, and we'll try to answer your questions as best we can. We can't always answer immediately. You know, it's pretty full on here with the amount of things that go on administration wise. So do bear with us if we haven't answered in the next 10 seconds or something. It may take a little longer than that. If we
do the bus to Hampton Wick would be only in the weeks. We don't have the capacity for that at the weekend. So it would just be the bus. If you want the bus, your daughter to get the bus, the minibus to Hampton Wick in the week, not at the weekends, then please do let us know. Okay, thanks for
that input there, Lizzie. If we can move on to the next slide, please, John. This is most probably this is a question we get asked quite a lot as girls move on through the squads, and so exams start looming. Does you know, can my daughter row and still have a good academic performance? I think the answer to that is I think there's quite a stigma about school rowing, certainly at our school, and how many hours girls train. Our girls don't train a lot. We've actually created a training program that is friendly towards education and studies, and it's not too onerous. When teachers talk to me about this, I do say, well, the amount of training that someone in year 11 or the sixth form does is no more hours than someone who may be very keen on music and dance. And when you've added all those hours together in outside school, it is no more, and usually less than. So we are very frugal with our training for our own program, but yet we managed to get fantastic results as a rowing program. I think we're well ahead of the curve in sort of thinking scientifically about what the girls need to do to perform at high standards and represent the country or race at national competitions. Our academic attainment is borne out by the results we get. I think we have been running tracking all exams over the last 4 or 5 years. We've yet to input the last year's data. And when we've done that, I'll be sending this out to parents. Pretty much 90% of all the girls that row, and certainly I want to say that even the ones that are on a really, really high performance program because they want to do great things in rowing, they managed to get in their A levels all A's and A stars, and they all attain, as I said, 90% of them attain the exams that they're predicted, and a good cohort actually exceed their predictions, and that's on a full training schedule. So we're really pleased with how we work with the academic side of things. We are part of the school. We're not a sideline of the school, so we do realise that you know, they go to school, and certain attainments are required in exams, and we work with the school to facilitate those requirements that the pupil has on the exams, GCSEs or the A levels that they are doing. We work as they get older, and they go into the sixth form. We actively work with the girls to work out training plans with them. When can they train? How are you going to create the training program or the sessions or the times that you can train in? So we really, really do engage with the girls to take responsibility for what they want to achieve, both in their own world and in an exam world. And I have to say, it does work. We've got the data to back that up. So I've got no qualms on what we do, and how the program we've worked out that, as I said, isn't the usual myth that goes around, oh, they're going to be training every hour of the day, they're going to be doing 20 hours a week. That just is not the case. On the training schedule that I've just sent out for you, you'll see how it all fits in, and the sessions are tailored to be quality sessions, but short sessions, so pupils can go away, get on with their revision, and have a life outside of rowing, or do activities, you know, play the clarinet, go to dance, you know, and whatever they want to do. If we can move on to the next one, if you can answer this one, Lizzie, doing another sport and activity and how we engage with that would be great, and how that works within the years. Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully what I said earlier will help. We know that there's so much opportunity to get involved with extracurricular activities, some throughout the year and some just at times throughout the year, dependent on the sport or you know, the performance at school. And some girls do lots of different activities. We do try to help everyone to get a balanced view across all of the different activities that they want to be. But as I said before, we know that as people go through the school, it is also about learning to balance the different activities that you want to do. So please do speak to us, other sports teachers or other extracurricular activity teachers that you do, in order to try to get the best balance and attend the things that you need to do. As I said, for rowing, we'd like you to attend at least one session a week, if not two. You kind of get out what you put in, but we are also aware that there is the opportunity to do other things, and we wouldn't necessarily want people to choose so early as year 8, but as you get through the school, there is more and more of each activity that people might want to get involved in, and the training for rowing does step up. So if it was something that you decided that you really wanted to get involved in rowing, then the likelihood is that at some point you'll have to choose. But we have had people that row all the way up to the 6th form and still do drama and music and other sports as much as they can, just working around all of the different activities that they want to get involved in. But please do speak to us, speak to other sports teachers, speak to Miss Rickards as well, any of us, and we can help you learn to balance all of the different activities that you want to do. Thank you, Stuart.
Right, thanks, Lee, for that. Yeah, I just wanted to go back and touch on the holiday rowing that we offer. This coincides with the winter months. So a little while ago we made the decision through the winter months to not row on the river, because usually it was so fast no one could get out in the river. We were just waiting sessions, so we thought we'd be better off providing land training where they could really hone up their skills on rowing machines, and then offer 3 or 4 days during the holidays, say February and Christmas, October half term, to have blocks of training. And that really has paid dividends, because the girls can then carry out what they learned in one day to the next day to the next day. And actually that is working far better during the when the clocks changed to when they changed again, for girls to get out on the water and for them to hone their skills up, rather than just trying to get on the water on Saturdays during those months. It's really worked a treat, and really benefited when they move into the G14 squad. So I just wanted to let you know why we've made that decision a couple of years ago to not row in the winter on the water, but do it in holidays. It has really paid dividends, and something that we're proud of. We know other schools are going to try and follow. So we'll see how they do with that. If we can move on to the next one, please, John. This is the training side of things. So this is what it's all about. This is why your daughter's going to wants to start rowing. So in your daughter's first year of rowing, as I said, we want to create a fun environment, and the whole idea of the first year, the first term, the next term, the term after that, is to build confidence in a boat for your daughter, and to learn all the basics. There's a lot to know to learn in rowing, and most of the girls know nothing about it. We do have a handful that come through that have done some before, or their sisters rowed or their brothers rowed, but on the whole they know nothing. So it's kind of like akin to, if you don't know how to walk, it's learning to walk. So we really do offer this as a real sort of a foundation year, where there's no pressure on them whatsoever to learn at a prescribed rate. the girls, your daughter, learns at their own pace. And we literally go through all the basics. So when they first come down here, we literally say, well, this is a rowing scull. They get to hold a rowing scull because usually they've never done it before. This is a rowing boat. We explain all the parts of the rowing boat, how to lift rowing boats up, how to put them in waters, which way to get in, which way not to get in. And we literally go on step by step by step. So it's a real foundation that after they've done a year of rowing, and if they continue, or if they've done a term, if they don't continue, it doesn't matter. But if they've done a year of rowing, they move on. They've got the grounding in which to really develop into the next year when they take part in a lot more races and go to their first national events. So this is a whole preparation year in a non-preparized environment. But we try to create an environment where the girls can thrive and learn at their own pace. All girls have a go at coxing. Coxing is an essential part of rowing, and certainly in the rowing program we offer here and schools rowing. There's lots of coxed events, and coxes make a huge difference to the value of a training session in a boat, and if we're racing, how a race can go. So we do make sure that all girls, if we've got the time, do have a go at coxing, and we will be developing our own coxing course this year that will aim to take someone who's never coxed before, and if they want to sort of think they want to give coxing a go or represent the country in coxing, the course we're developing will take girls all the way through to be a cox, able to cox for their country. So that's what we're putting together. When it comes to what kit to wear, all we ask is they come down in something appropriate. We don't allow skirts, they're not appropriate, and we don't allow girls to row in hoodies because they get very waterlogged, saturated, and they've got big pockets that they can catch their hands in. They can wear any other type of PE kit that they have to a session, or they can come down in anything that is athletic training kit. No baggy sort of lounge wear is all we ask, but it's a sporting activity, so as long as they come down for a sporting activity, then we're more than happy with that. We are really relaxed on what they wear at rowing training, because at the end of the day, rowing kit costs a lot, and we don't expect you to purchase the full Selwyn High School rowing kit at this present moment in time. I expect Blades, who is our parent supporters group, will be putting together a J13 t-shirt or some such garment. We know the girls like having those because it gives a sense of belonging to their squad and a sense of belonging to the boathouse and the rowing program, and feeling inclusive. And of course, that's a great feeling to have. Do bring water bottles down. Make sure your daughter has a reusable water bottle. We don't encourage bringing down the throwaway plastic water bottles that you buy in the supermarkets. We're trying to do our bit for the environment and dispense with the throwaway plastic water bottles. So reusable water bottles, clearly marked with your daughter's name on it, because at the end of each session we do go around and pick up all the ones that are forgotten, and it's a surprising amount that are left here and we haven't got a clue who they are. And of course there are many of them look exactly the same, so the girls don't know which ones they are either, unless there's a big mark or a scratch on it that they can be identified. But so please make sure your water bottles are marked with your daughter's name. Going down, looking at the list here, Lizzie's already talked about the split water and autumn summer term training. We will go on to racing next, Lizzie, and I think if you'd like to talk a little bit about the indoor stuff we do and the possible stuff we're going to like Kingston and Blenheim, and we race when appropriate. if that would be great.
So we will attend, hopefully, if they're all back to normal and running, we'll attend the Southeast indoor rowing competition, which takes place in Abingdon in Oxford. We've taken a group of girls over the last few years, and it's been really a good experience for them. People a similar level to them. We've had team events and individual events, and everyone seems to have had a really good time and come away with the opportunity to do some indoor racing. And then we will look at the possibility of attending the British indoor one. It's a bit of a bigger event, sometimes in the Velodrome in London. So we'll just have to see when that is and whether that fits in with the calendar, but we'll definitely hope to attend the indoor, the Southeast regional one it's usually around February time. We then will look to attend some regattas probably after Easter, when they all start coming up again for the summer, the shorter events. We will enter people who we feel are ready, and we don't necessarily enter people because, well, we would like them to win, but we want it to be a good experience as well, and do the best that they can when they're ready to take part. In rowing, it's really challenging for a coach. We have to trust that the girls know what they're doing when we send them off to a race, because we're on the riverbank and they're on the river. So that's why, as Mr. Walker said, coxing is really important. We trust the coxes to be in charge of the boat, and off they go to the start of a race. So we just really want everyone to be confident, and we won't put them in if they're feeling particularly nervous or anxious, although sometimes we might encourage those who we know will really benefit from the opportunity to race. And hopefully later on in the year, when we're back on the water, then we can put out the boats that will be able to go to races. But we try to offer the opportunity for everyone to race, whether it's an internal competition within the boat club itself, or against local clubs, or again travelling to small competitions that are for the age group. So other year rates such as Blenheim in Oxford, or Kingston Regatta locally, which is a great one to do as well in the summer.
Okay, so the coaching team, there are a group of 10 coaches. We've got 3 full-time coaches, which is myself and well, obviously 2 others if there's 3 of us. And then the rest are the others are part-time, and they work various hours. Some just work on a Saturday, and some are in pretty much every day of the week. So we have a group of 10 very, very experienced coaches. Everyone's rowed ourselves at various levels, whether it be representing the country, national levels. There's a whole host of range of things that we've done ourselves, and within our coaching experiences, we've coached at world championship level, right through to anything else. So there's a wide range of experience that is obviously proving very fruitful with all the success we're having and the amount of girls that are coming through. We have our own team doctor, which is Nikki Ackwell. We're very, very lucky to have Nikki on board, who's worked as a paediatrician in her career as a doctor. So we're really fortunate to have her. So if there are any issues or problems that occur, we usually send the girls over to Doc, as we like to call her, and she sorts them out. So as I said, we have a team of 10 and very experienced, highly qualified coaches that are able to look after all your daughter's needs throughout her first year at Selwyn High School. The picture that we got there is of Miss Rickards, currently head of year 8. That was when we were on a training camp in France, when it was nice and sunny. So Emma, when she can, she's obviously very, very, very busy at this present moment in time, but when she can, she likes to come down and help out, and obviously we welcome her whenever she can come along. We do have a couple of other teachers that help out as well, and it's nice to have them on board and helping out when they can, because it does dovetail nicely into the teacher side of things and the Ryan side of things, and the teachers can get to know the girls as well. And when we see everyone around school, it does build up those ties which are lovely around school and within the program, because we are obviously off site. If we can move on to safety, please, John. So obviously safety is our paramount importance on the water, and any training we're doing anywhere else. All the coaches are qualified first aiders, and we do go through refresher courses on capsize drills and boat maneuverability and what to do when pupils get into various situations. There never seems to surprise us. There's always a situation that comes to light that we've quite never seen before, with things that our girls managed to get themselves up for. But everyone's well drilled and well trained in how to manage situations. We're all trained in defibrillator use, and each coaching launch, you can see a range of our coaching launches here. They all have a safety container in them, which contains a range of safety items such as a first aid kit and a spare life jacket and other bits and pieces. We before every outing, we actually do a risk assessment on what the river's like when we're at the boathouse, and there's that has to be plotted down on a book that we have, and the risk assessment has a range of objectives to be met, and if the wind or the rain or the conditions or the speed of the river don't meet the criteria, then whatever age group is meant to be going rowing, that they may not go out rowing. We do follow, as I said, there's a green, yellow and red river warning boards that go up on the river, and we have our own stream warnings. That's the speed of the stream that we measure to coincide with the river boards, and the stream conditions, along with our risk assessment, gives us a ready reckoner of whether it's safe or not to go out. So we do take that very, 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 very seriously, obviously, because we are a water-based activity, and you know, rivers and water are very, very dangerous things. So we do make sure we adhere to all the bridge rowing code of conduct, the safety requirements, and our own risk assessment and schools of risk assessment that we have written for the school in terms to when your daughter is rowing on the river. We do run a capsize and swim test during the course of the year that your daughter will have to go on and have to attend. Basically, it's so they know what to do. If they're in a boat and the boat turns over, your daughter has gone on a course and experienced to it in a safe environment, so she knows what to do and how to act when a boat turns over, or even if she just falls in on the bank. We do run a 50-meter swim test. They can wear shorts and a t-shirt, or long leggings and a t-shirt, because obviously, you know, you're not going to fall in the river in your swimsuit. You're going to fall in with clothes on. So we like to make sure they are able to swim 50 meters with their clothes on, and are able to ride a boat, get in a boat, or swim a boat back to safety, or know what to do if a coaching launch comes up to rescue them. We do have our own set of UHF radios that each coach carries around with them, so we can all communicate with each other via a UHF radio, rather than just having to phone on a mobile phone, which you just can't hear most of the time. So we have a UHF radio, we have a big repeater mast on the school, so we can cover the whole of the river where we are, so we're in constant communication if there is a problem. Lizzie, have I covered most of the stuff on safety, or have I missed something off?
No, I think that's
okay. Then that covers most of the items. In fact, I think pretty much all the items that we need to address now. In the information for parents, it does talk about the fees in there and how much the fees are each. Thank you, John. I forgot about that. Yeah, the roam fees are for your daughter. They're £140 a term, paid in arrears. That all goes towards equipment. The roam fees is all to do with equipment, safety, coaching, launches, everything under the sun, down to the last nut bolt washer that is required to run a program for some 280 girls. That's what that money goes into. The school pays for all the staff salaries, the site, the minibuses, the truck, and a whole host of other items. There are additional costs. So additional costs are, if we go to race, then there is a race fee for an event. So typically they're about £10 to £12 per girl that goes to race, and we add them onto the fee billing bill at the end of the term. So they're pretty much the fees to be expected for rowing at this present moment in time. I'm trying to think if I should be thinking of anything else before we open up to a Q&A. I think that's it, isn't it, Lizzie? I think we can go on to Q&A now, and Lizzie and I will try best we can to answer any questions that you have. If you don't have to think of any questions, you know, anything at this present moment in time, you know, we are on the end of an email, and as the year goes on, or the first term goes on, you know, and you come down to collect your daughter, you know, we really do looking forward to getting to know you and see you face to face. Usually we do have this meeting is face to face, but we really didn't know what the situation was going to be in with regards to COVID, so we thought we'd run it via Teams rather than doing the usual face to face one when we get everyone together. Hopefully, as we go through the year, we'll be able to get, you know, your. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. Is there another Blades one there, John? Is there another slide or not? Is that the last one? That's a nod for the last one. Okay, right. Yes, I totally forgot to mention. We have a parent supporters club called Blades, which was set up at, there it is, Blades Parent Supporters Club. They are back us up behind the scenes. They run social events during the course of the year. We have summer barbecue. We have usually Christmas pudding races. We have the big gala dinner and a few other events during the course of the year. They also help out at major events like the National Schools Regatta. They organise all the catering. They set up the big marquee that we have there, and they organise Saturday breakfasts in the winter and various other pastoral needs. They also do a great job of raising money for the boat club. As I said, it costs a lot of money to run a programme of this size and keep everything going and running smoothly. So they do raise money behind the scenes and organise. I think they organise curry nights or paella nights and stuff like that, and quizzes. So they're very active behind the scenes, and I'm sure they'll be getting in contact with you in the next couple of weeks, sending an email to introduce themselves and tell you what they do. And they always have representatives from each year group to go on the committee to help organise things or come up with ideas. I mean, one of the things we're looking at doing, I don't know if we'll get it done this year because of the being in the situation we are with COVID, is to run a sponsored row, which we've done in the past, and we're looking to do a large one of those where we row down from say Henley-on-Thames back down to the boat club in Tiverton, trying to engage as many girls as possible. Or we might do a 24-hour ergo-a-thon where we try to get all girls rowing on the ergo. But that's the type of thing they get involved in and working with us to deliver. So I'm sure Blades will definitely be getting hold of you to tell you about what they do and how you can support them. And I think that is now the last slide. So we are now over to the Q&A. Now, Lizzie can read the questions that are going to come up. I'm on iPad, so I can't see them. So over to you, Lizzie.
I've been answering them as they've come in, some of them.
Oh, right.
But somebody's asked if we're providing a recording of the presentation. Yes, we will, and also will we be sharing the same information with the girls? Yes, it will be covered on Friday when they come down. We will cover everything and can answer any questions. If they're particularly shy and don't necessarily want to ask in the group session on Friday, then just drop me an email and I will answer as best I can. I'm not there myself on Friday, but Mr. Walker and the other coaches will be there. Somebody's asked about an expectation for parents to pay race fees. Yes, race fees will be charged. You will be told prior to the entry of the race how much these will be, and they will be added to the end of term bill along with the fees for rowing, which are charged at the end of a term, not at the beginning. And in terms of a term's notice, it starts from next term. So this term will ask at the end of November whether or not people want to continue. So you won't have to give a term's notice, but from January, when girls start up again, you will have to give a term's notice on rowing. And on Friday, Stuart, is there a bus back to school just for this one-off session?
Yes, for this Friday,
Can there also be a bus back to Hampton Wick if anyone?
Absolutely. Right. Yep, we've got that sorted out. Yep.
That's fine. So just please let us know if your daughter would prefer the bus back to Hampton Wick, so we can make sure that we've got enough people that can drive the minibuses, separate from the Royal European bus that will go back to school. Hopefully. In terms of the swim test, somebody's asked if they only get one chance. The swim test is not, we're not looking for Olympic swimmers. We are just looking that they're confident in the water, and 50 metres is the standard set by British Rowing, which is what we follow, but we're not looking for them to do it fast, and we're not looking for a recording of their time, just that they can do it and they can feel confident in the water. Mainly that is what we're checking. We haven't had anyone that has ever failed. We try to encourage them through it. They will just if they keep holding on to the side, we would question whether or not they would feel safe, but most of them, if they're scared of water, don't necessarily choose rowing as a sport to do. And on Friday, yes, girls just come in their normal sports kit or their uniform. Stu, on Friday, will they be taking part and going on the water, or just having a look around? So can they come in uniform or sports kit?
It will be coming uniform, and it will be a good look around, and we'll just go through what we've done now, missing off some of the items. We'll just be covering the items that relate to them when they're down the boathouse. But it'll be a look around, and they can change if they want. But it'll be a good look around, get a boat out, see the river, tour of the boathouse, get rowing blades out, look at Cox boxes, all that type of stuff. So a familiarisation and a safety talk.
Perfect. Hopefully I'm catching all of these. On Friday, can people collect directly from Teddington after rowing?
Yep.
Yes,
yep.
And on all normal sessions, yes, you can collect directly from Teddington, we do ask that you walk down to the boathouse in the winter, especially when it's dark, because the car park is really dark and we don't really want to send the girls off. But that shouldn't actually happen because the girls are not rowing at the boathouse when it's dark this year. But just for the first few times, make sure you're coming down from the car park, because we don't just want to send girls up to the car park and not know that they've been collected. What time does the bus return back to school Friday after the rowing session?
Oh, this thing, it finishes early on a Friday, isn't it? So it will be 2 hours after, when do we finish? 3:40, 5:40. So it'll be back to school around about 6, 6:15, I'd imagine.
Okay.
I'll confirm. I will confirm that with the parents and send an email out about that.
That's fine. And in terms of the swim test, we haven't booked it at the moment, as far as I'm aware. Stu, have we booked it?
No, not yet.
So we'll let you know. We'll let you know.
Trying to find a venue we can get at in at, you know, at this present moment in time. That's
we do it. We do it in a swimming pool. We don't send the girls in the river to swim across the river, because it's not very safe, and we do it in a controlled environment. So when we have planned it, we will tell you. It is not likely to be before the October half term. Any other questions? Hopefully I have picked them all up. If I haven't, I will answer them when we finish.
Have you finished, Lizzie?
Yes, that seems
okay?
To be all the questions that have come in.
I was just going to say one more thing that we'll be running this year is we will be running for parents a get to know rowing session where you come down to the boathouse, and if you know nothing about rowing, we'll get a rowing boat out and get you taking one apart and getting to know all about rowing and oars and stuff. So if you wanted to help out at regattas or something, that you kind of have an idea of what's going on and what your daughter is going to be talking about when she returns back home. So we're going to be hopefully running one of those at some point in the future. We wanted to run one last year for last year's J13 Year 8 parents, but obviously something got in the way. So hopefully we will revisit that in the near future, and obviously we'll send you an email out about that as and when we think we can fit that into what is a very, very busy schedule. I think that's it. Well, I hope this has gone well for you, and you've got everything out of it that you need to. As I said, it's our first time of running a live event like this. While we used to sitting in front of a classroom and teaching girls on Teams, it's a little bit more daunting when you can't see who you're talking to in front of you, and rather than a screen with a PowerPoint in front of you. So I hope Lizzie and I have and John have done a fairly good job. As Lizzie said, any questions, then please do ping us an email, and Lizzie and I look forward to meeting you in the not too distant future. Have a good evening. Goodbye.
Bye.